Welcome back to the channel. I am barely awake, but I figured I would wake up just for this. We got a new, let's see, it's called Doom Patrol Extended Trailer / DCUniverse. A day before the release of the show. Happy Valentine's Day for anyone out there that wants to be happy. But yeah, no, I'm barely awake. I just saw on my Twitter or YouTube rather that the trailer was released, so I figured I'll do a reaction since it's good almost 5 minutes, like the Aquaman extended trailer was. So we'll see what we get. Super excited for the show, like I said before. So let's just see what's in this.
My name's Dr. Niles Calder.
I'm not sure about the recasting.
Please nod your head if you can understand me.
Like, I think he'll do great, but it's kind of weird that they did recast.
So where is this place?
My home. A safe place for you.
Brendan
Others
Fraser's
like
gonna
you
do great.
to heal. Cliff Steele, Larry Traynor. I thought he might help.
I'm excited to learn more about Negative
What's your
Man,
story?
because he was barely in the Doom Patrol
this
episode.
thing inside of me.
Nice.
I flew airplanes.
Hold on, there's something up here.
Damn.
You promised things would change after we moved here. You said there'd be no more late night beer.
Damn.
Guys.
I'm really scared, Cheryl.
Used to do this. Crash and die, babe.
I love you too, honey.
Around and around. That's it?
This looks so good.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if you even care how sorry I am.
Seeing your daughter, that's good. Just the inspiration.
So
you
this is
need.
like a little bit of a prequel though too, because, or is it just gonna be flashbacks?
You were in the movies?
Pictures.
Get rid of it. But the crew, they adore him.
And put his name on the marquee.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
I want to speak to Jane.
Jane's not here, you sissy little pig.
She's in a mood.
Which one of her is in a mood?
I've got 64 personalities. A group of creepy scientists did terrible things to an innocent girl.
Don't touch me.
Oh, please touch me.
Gee.
Do you remember what it felt like
What?
to be normal?
I'm working with some fascinating people. Each one of them is just bursting with
And we're not gonna
potential.
do a cyborg in this show.
I do.
We're getting a lot of cyborg recently.
Every person I save is me fulfilling a pledge to my mom that she'll never get to hear.
Father and I already discussed it.
Trying to make her proud. Knowing I'm the reason she's not around to see it. This is bull.
Damn.
Morden.
So that's a different
Been Mr. Morden since
backstory take. Oh, that's Duke.
I'm nobody.
I guess he's the bad guy.
Admiring those freaks of yours for quite some time.
Are we really the best people to hunt a supervillain?
Hell no.
You're all at my mercy.
This isn't real.
No matter how hard I hit, where I hit, what I hit, I can't feel pain.
You're as afraid as the rest of us.
Of course.
You're kidding me!
This is what the world looks like when we try to live in it.
We don't have to get involved. Especially if we make things worse. I want to go home.
We can do that.
I don't even know what to hope for.
I'm powerless. I have no clue how to fix this.
Hey, Dad.
This mission you're on is your mission.
Hey.
Every criminal we bust, every person we save, is us.
Chief said his enemies were coming for him.
Don't worry. We got this.
Huh. Okay, Cyborg.
What do you want from me?
What the fuck?
Don't you dare hurt them.
They are quite doomed.
Thank God that's solved.
Wow.
And Julips?
Wow, I don't even know. Like, the first half was really good. The second half, honestly, it was kind of losing me a little bit, but, you know, it went down really tropey at the second half. But, you know, it's expected, you know, there's a certain beats, you know, certain story beats that they have to hit with the show, so I expect it, but the first half was really intriguing. Sort of seeing the backstories and seeing the very different tonal shift from the Doom Patrol episode of Titans. Um, but yeah, geez, it looks like it's gonna be really, you know, heartfelt too. You know, they've been marketing it so far as quirky and like funny and like, haha, look at these weirdos. But you know, obviously they need to get us attached to these characters too, and so I think they're doing that really well, based on what they've shown us. I'm really excited to see more of the original three, Elastigirl, Negative Man, and Robot Man, and see sort of what um, sorry, I was thinking about something else. But seeing their backstories and seeing sort of how they become about, especially Negative Man, because you know, he was probably the most pushed back, or like, you know, he was the most underused in the Titans episode. So seeing him more, um, you know, and they seem to be exploring some interesting, um, you know, backstories with Cliff. You know, the sort of um, you know, he obviously had relationship troubles with his wife and kid. Same thing with Negative Man Larry. He was obviously having an affair with the guy, so that's interesting to see that. I don't know if they're gonna explore sexuality in that way, or if it's, you know, because he's during a wartime, so you know, a lot of times, you know, just sort of to mentally cope, they would, you know, have sex with each other and like have those emotional attachments to each other, even though they weren't necessarily gay, or you know, they didn't think they were gay. So I wonder if it's gonna touch on that at all, or if it's more of like shock value kind of thing. But it's interesting either way. And then Rita Farr, you know, they showed the accident part happen, but they, you know, in the Titans episode, they had her in a sort of mental facility too. So I wonder if they're gonna show that at all, or if that's gonna be retconned out. As far as Chief goes, like I said, I'm not sure if I like that they're recasting him. I think Timothy Dalman will do great. He's a, you know, from what I've seen him in, I think he'll fit this role pretty well, and he had a very, you know, specific vibe that I think works for the character. It's just kind of weird that they show, you know, they have, I believe his name was Bruno Bashal or something. They have him play him in Titans for one episode, and then all of a sudden they recast him for the actual show. I just think that's kind of weird. I'm never a fan of recastings. If you've seen my Young Justice episodes, then you know that, you know, I'm always listening out for who's being recast as voices and stuff. So, you know, sometimes it's necessary that you need to recast, but this one just feels more like we need to get an A-lister, or at least a B-lister. You know, I haven't heard of Bruno Bashal, but at least I've heard of Timothy Dalman in movies and stuff. So it kind of feels like they're kind of recasting just for that purpose, to get some more star value. Um, let's see, Cyborg. Like I said, we're getting a lot of Cyborg recently as of late, and I understand that, you know, I feel like he's kind of on here just for diversity purposes, which is unfortunate. But you know, his powers look pretty cool from what they showed. The only thing I'm not really sold on is the look still. Um, I think it looks like, as far as, you know, makeup and practical effects wise, I think it looks like well done. I just personally do not like the aesthetic. Um, you know, like in the pictures and all the promo materials, it looks pretty good. Like it's actually, you know, for a TV budget, it looks well done. It's just I like Cyborg to be more mechanical than what he has shown. Um, and I don't really like the outcrop, like it's kind of jutting out from him and rather than being molded to him. So we'll see. And it looks like his backstory changed a little bit. It looks like the accident that killed his mom also kills, or you know, also messes him up. So that's kind of different. Usually those are separate events. And then Crazy Jane, she's the one I know the least about. I read up on her a little bit a couple months ago when I heard that she was going to be in this in this show. Um, and so I think she's gonna be like the most powerful character in this show, possibly. Is she they were showing some like sun girl that could grow at the end, near the end of this. Is that Crazy Jane also? Because if so, that's real crazy. Um, but yeah, no, she's probably the weakest actress so far on the show, just from the trailer has shown us. But it's always hard to do, multiple personalities, and James McAvoy does it great in Split, but um, yeah, it's a tough act to follow, and so I wish her the best. I hope she does really great in this because it looks like she's like Latina or something. So again, more representation. So I hope she does well. Um, and I think it could be a really interesting character if they do it right, especially if they give her the most powers. Kind of like Halo was, in Young Justice. She's a very interesting character to me, and she also happens to be Muslim. So I think it's really awesome that they're sort of pushing their minority characters to their limits in terms of strength and power. Um, Alan Tudyk, I think they're calling him like Mr. Nobody or something. I'm not, as you can tell, I'm obviously not familiar with Doom Patrol too much. I am gonna read Gerard Way's run on it because it's on DCUniverse, so I figure I'll check that out. Um, but as far as what I've seen here, very awesome sort of visual effects on him. He's always the comedic character, always the kind of plucky sidekick. So seeing him as what looks like the villain in this show, I'm really excited for that because he always does great voiceover in live action. He's always a great actor. So I'm excited for that. But that is pretty much it. We got a lot of visual effects, a lot of backstories, a couple of different tones that are going to be in the movie, and yeah, keep calling it a movie, in the show. Um, and I'm just excited for it. I think it's going to be it's either 13 or 15 episodes long, so it's longer than Titans, so I'm excited for it. And that's pretty much it. You guys should check out the first episode tomorrow. I should have that up around the same time as this. And yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you.